Making a career in accounting. In these uncertain economic times, it can be hard to know which career path is right for you. Everywhere you look, you can see job cuts and unemployment, but the accounting sector is still performing well. A recent report on the starting salaries of 2012 university graduates stated that accounting graduate salaries are still rising, with an average salary of $42,500. When you add that to the fact that in America, accounting firms have almost recovered from the effects of the global crisis, you can see why accountancy is becoming an attractive prospect. And that is not all. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the prediction is that in the next 8 years, the number of accounting jobs will rise from 1.2 to 1.4 million in the US. With such positive reports, a lot of young people are looking to become one of the next generation of accountants. A university education is the most common route into accounting, but it is not the only way. Many firms offer apprenticeships where you learn while you work. This means starting at the bottom, so for the first year you are more likely to be making the tea than preparing the balance sheet or trial balance. Those people who have graduated with a degree in accounting can expect to jump in at the deep end and start dealing with the debits and credits that make up the foundation of accounting, although further training will usually be given before you're expected to work on the more complex accounting issues, such as deferral. Before applying for a job, you should consider the area that you would like to work in. Accounting is not limited to the private sector, with many accounting graduates being employed by governmental or non-profit organizations. Public accounting is perhaps the most common choice because they employ the most CPAs. Public accounting also offers a wide variety of roles, such as corporate finance, due diligence, as well as the more traditional accounting and tax advice. Some public firms also specialize in a particular sector, such as entertainment or travel. So you can work in an area which interests you. The job of a public accountant is always changing as new laws are introduced, so you must always be learning new skills. Public accounting may not be for everyone, and if you prefer the idea of working for the government, you would do well to apply to the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. Working for the national agency often involves analysing a company's financial statements and attempting to reconcile the tax which has been paid on the reported earnings. It is a job with a great deal of responsibility and would best suit someone with a strong knowledge of accounting and tax affairs. Other government organisations also make use of accounting staff, so you could even end up working for the CIA. But of course, you can't talk about it. To do well in either of these areas, you need to remember that whether you are dealing with a sole trader or a limited liability company, LLC, accounting is an exact science, and every record must be precise. And if you are one of the increasing number of accountants working for a multinational corporation, you will need to be familiar with the often confusing rules on double taxation, and be up to date on the exchange rate of the foreign currency you are working with. There are even more opportunities if you continue your accounting education and get a PhD in accounting. People who do this often end up lecturing at universities, as well as running successful practices or being CFOs of major corporations. So remember, the economy may be in bad shape, but a career in accountancy may just be the best way to survive the crisis. if you can cope with some of the challenges facing the new generation of accountants. These challenges include long hours. New graduates, especially, are often expected to work in excess of 50-hour working weeks, with many failing to meet the heavy workload placed on them. Long hours are not the only challenge of a career in accounting, though. Many accounting firms are constantly raising the employment requirements, with Big Four firms often only hiring MBA graduates. Those who can meet the entry requirements and cope with the long hours are likely to find a rewarding career which will allow them to live in a comfortable style and enjoy the finer things in life.